Okay, back at it with the Minecraft stream as per usual. And I left my freaking volume on when I'm watching my stream for the chat. Okay. So, as boring as it might be, going back to the nether, I put down hunting for netherite. I'm sorry. Excuse me? Did I really open the wrong Minecraft? I'm horrible. Okay. This isn't what I meant. Well, already having problems at the beginning of the stream, not surprising. I'll be back. I'll just keep chatting while the screen is up. I'm like, oh, this doesn't look right. Yeah, because it's the wrong freaking Minecraft mod pack. Leave it to me. You know, I thought it was weird, because I pulled up the... I loaded up Minecraft and everything, and it was like, oh, you need more, like, RAM or something allocated. And I was like, I don't think there's that big of an update to the Cottage Witch mod pack. And now it all makes sense. To be fair, I am late to streaming as is because it took me a bit longer to get ready than usual. So it's just fitting. It's fitting that I'm not ready. I'll just call this one technical difficulties. Especially since the last stream I forgot to put the music on. Because I forgot I have to go in every single time and reselect Spotify to play music. Whoops. I mean, do what the screen says. Get a drink, go to the bathroom, get a snack. Do what you gotta do before you settle in and do cozy stuff, you know? There we are. Back to our normal. Oh. I'm gonna try not to be too distracted and be messaging during stream, but we'll see what happens. I obviously want to be like with it and interactive and talk to anyone in chat, which is usually my good friend Cinder, because I'm not gonna assume pronouns or gender or any of that. Okay. I keep forgetting how fast I am. Do I have everything I need is the question. I could heal that a bit more. Oh yeah, I was mining because I needed more diamonds. Shoot. It might be smarter to do that instead. Although I do have mending, so as long as I use it on, my mind is drawing a blank. Nether quartz, that's the word. As long as I use it on nether quartz, it'll heal it. I just might have to do that. Hi Bartok! Oh, the sweet baby boy! The man of the hour at all times. At all hours. I'll even say the dumb thing and say 25/8 instead of 24/7 because it'd be like that. I can't help but love him. I don't think anyone can help but love him. Like, I understand if people are you know, scared of bats and stuff. That's understandable. They can be kind of scary if you don't know them or about them or anything. I feel like things are less daunting if you understand them better. But all that aside, I think Bartok is precious, and I think everyone should appreciate how adorable he is. Because I appreciate how adorable he is, and Cinder definitely appreciates how adorable he is. I know they've agreed with me before that Bartok deserves everything. I do feel kind of bad because it does sound like favoritism. I really do love the animals in the barn and the chickens, and I love Feather for sure. And even the little mushroom we have that I don't interact with a whole lot. I love all of them. I just see Bartok so often because he's really, like, literally through the way that I take to get to another dimension. Like, also, if you've noticed, I looked up wow, I can't even talk. Copyright-free rock music. And as much as I would like something that's just instrumental, kind of like, the only thing I think of is Doom music, this is fine. I don't think it's too distracting. I usually have it lower than my mic. Maybe not lower than the game volume, but hopefully it's enough. I do like this vibe. This feels more me. Although I will say I have not been listening to it as much as I thought I would, but I've been listening to the new album by currently my favorite band. I haven't really taken the time to listen to it a lot. I had to work the day that it was released, and I didn't plan on listening to it the night before, because it did technically release before midnight in the US, if I remember correctly. But all of that aside, I just wanted to have the capacity to understand the music and the lyrics and all of that, like actually appreciate it. And then I had to work. And then, again, busy with work. And then there was a day where Maury and I went to the city to enjoy going to the mall together and enjoying some authentic ramen for the first time in years, and also enjoying shopping. Think I enjoy it more generally than he does. But it's because I'm kind of like actually allowing myself to enjoy myself and enjoy the shopping and all of that. But yeah, we went and did that on Thursday, and then I worked Friday and Saturday. Sunday, we kidnapped my mom and spent time with her, and she had an amazing time. And I'm so glad that she enjoyed herself, and we got to show her some things and teach her and help her find things that she liked. It's always fun to explore new things and realize that you really, really like them. So overall, I've been having a good time. I've also been reading the past 2 days. Like, I told myself, oh, I probably shouldn't read today because then I'll finish the book in like 3 days. I couldn't keep myself from picking it up, so I was reading it for hours. And then I finally put it down again. Because I was like, I'm gonna stream because I enjoy doing this. And it does keep me from going through the book so freaking fast. At least a little bit. The book itself, I had been keeping my eye on it since the person announced that they had published it and where to get it. And then the day that it released, which was actually, funnily enough, the day before my favorite band released their new album. And I was gonna order it, but while we were out and about with my mom, we went to a bookstore, and it was one on the table when we first entered, and I immediately grabbed it. I was like, this is the book I've been wanting to read since I heard that it was being published, and now it's right here. I'm not missing this opportunity. I knew I wanted to have a physical copy of it. even though I'm interested in listening to the audiobook too. So luckily I was not too busy at work and I was able to read some of it. Told I should not do that at all, so I'm not doing that again. But I read a decent amount of it. No, that's shitty. I read a few chapters of it while I was at work, especially during my lunch break. And then I read a lot of it last night, stayed up until like 2 something. Gosh damn it. Oh! I'm screwing myself over so bad right now. I hate this. Well, hi, Lloyd. You know, if your name was spelled a different way, I would make a joke right now. Anyway. Well, you just made this so much easier for me. What's something else that I could sell you? Do you not take quartz? Because that would help a lot right now. But yeah, just been reading the book a lot. And not being able to put it down. And knowing that I'll have to wait at least another year before the next one. And still doing it because I can't put it down. While at the book place, I did look for other books. One of them... Ooh. I'm honestly not even that scared of lava anymore. I'm just tired of the burning thing. I did look for one book that I read at the beginning of the year called The September House. That's kind of like a paranormal thriller. It's pretty funny to me, honestly. The premise of it and whatnot. Which is what got my attention in the first place when I heard about it. And I was like, oh man, I want to buy a physical copy of this, but I don't think I'll be able... It wasn't there at the bookstore. So I'll probably order it online just to have the physical copy and maybe read it again. Because now I know how it ends. And maybe there might be things that I didn't really pay attention to the first time I read it. God damn it. So yeah, that's what I've been doing for the past week is work, doing fun stuff, and then reading. I have been crocheting again. I started making a blanket for my cat because every time I make a blanket for someone that's expecting or has a baby, she has to test it out to make sure it's quality, I imagine, but also because she loves burns on her blankets. So I've been crocheting again. Decided to crochet something for a coworker because they asked, and it's actually kind of snowballed a bit. So I'm trying to reel it in and not accept too many asks. Not necessarily commission. Some people pay me. I don't expect a lot of people to. But it's just like, dude. I didn't want to do this as a business in the first place. Yes, I love crocheting. But I can't be having people, especially customers, asking me to make stuff. Like, I might get in trouble by doing that. Nope. So yeah. That's what I get for being creative and wanting to be nice and give stuff to people, I guess. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's like, can I just not have to do, like, I don't have to, obviously, but can I just not do those things? I know I'm allowed to say no. Like, that doesn't escape me by any means. I really want to message my friend. Okay, back to business. I was so distracted that I forgot this was a problem. Well, I'm probably not gonna die, right? Cool. Alright, let's go back before all of this was a problem. And maybe go another way. Wow, you burn forever. This really is hell. Which leads me back to the book. No, I'm kidding. More information about the book. It is written by someone that I feel is pretty popular on TikTok, that has like their own characters and world building and everything that they've been doing on TikTok that they turned into a book. And since I already know the characters and everything, because I watch a lot of their content, and now they have the book for it, like, I knew I wanted to read it. Because it's going to be more than what I already know. It's going to be deeper into all of it. And further back in the story before the videos started to tell the story. Because, I mean, it's TikTok. There's snippets. Like, only so much that you can put into a single video. And the storytelling just gets better and better. For sure. Like, meeting the characters and seeing them change and develop and, you know, the usual has been so nice. And then, like, getting to read it in a slower form in a book and getting to really understand them more and see them even more fleshed out than what she was able to do in the video she made. Amazing. And, like, I'm already excited to just dive into the rest of it whenever more books come out. I don't even want this one to be over. Also, I will say it's adult. It is adult. It has smut. It does have heavy themes, which is like a bit, like, if you're not able to, handle heavy themes, I wouldn't recommend it, but I love it. Not the heavy themes. I love how it feeds into the story so well. God. And I've only known specific versions of the characters for so long, and now I'm getting to see more about them and learn more about their past. And seeing more attention to the detail that can be afforded through a book that can't exactly be given through short scripted videos, you know? I love that. I've had a passion for reading ever since I was little, and now I'm finally getting back into it in the written book sense, or I guess in the novel sense, versus like webcomics that I normally consume. There are more books that I want to read from a recommended list. I just need to figure out how to get a hold of them. Frick. Because they weren't available at my library, and as far as I could see, they weren't available at the bookstore, so. Oh, this is almost dead. I need to... Also, while reading the book, there were a few parts. I tried to say points and parts at the same time. There were a few parts that I was reading that did get, like, I started feeling tears in my eyes. Like, they welled up a bit, but not to the point of me actually crying. I'm sure that'll happen eventually. I do get that way with books. I get really involved with things that I consume. But they haven't hit hard enough for me to start crying yet. And I can feel the ache in my heart sometimes when reading. when reading some of the stuff that's written. I need more quartz, please. This works too. It gives me some experience. No fucking way. Damn. Should have done that sooner, huh? Oop, didn't mean to do that. Not entirely. I do need more nether quartz before I do much else. Or just, you know, experience in general. I don't think I get experience whenever I try to fish. Not that I can remember. I think part of the reason that I couldn't prevent myself from reading the book today was because I ended off on a note right before, like, a spicy scene, and I desperately wanted to see what happened. So I was like, is this it, or is this just, like, a precursor? I needed to know. And then it turned out to be a precursor, but I still wasn't upset with it. And I absolutely still had to read more afterwards. I was not going to be stopped. Okay. I don't want that. I do want that. Ah yes. The American dream. Selling your soul to pay rent. That's how it feels, at least. I don't know why I looked for lava when I have a little trash can up here. I keep forgetting about it. Oh, there was lava right there. Man. How did I had two of them? No thanks. Let me... Oh. Oh, this isn't too bad of a song. I actually like it. Now this kind of sound is more reminiscent to the stuff I like to listen to. Maybe even just stuff that I was raised listening to. Slightly. I'm excited for the continuation of the story and of the books, because while I know most of the story from the content, I'm excited for the points where it comes up. Like, where they learn stuff that they didn't know before, or they didn't know was an option before. That it's hard to explain. It's stuff that I know is already gonna happen, but the characters don't know because they're not at that point yet. And on top of that, it'll be different to read an actual, like, fleshed out story about it versus just, oh, well, that didn't go well. But yeah, the written story about it versus just because of a few video skits that tell the story. There's so much more to it. There's definitely feeling and emotion that's shown in the content, the video skits that have been done, that will get me. Like, it's gotten me in the past. But having it in a different way, having it told slower, having the emotion portrayed via words versus emotions and tone from another person who's telling the story and, like, acting these things out. It's so different, and I love both of them. I love the skits that have shown these things prior to the book being published, and then what's within the book itself that's showing the same stuff in a different sense. And also tapping into the theater of the mind when reading stuff like that is something that's always fascinated me and always had my attention. It was also good to be at the bookstore and kind of look and reminisce about books that I had read as a kid that I still have a fondness for, and that even my siblings have a fondness for, because I introduced them to some of them. And I'm also really eager to get into new books and new series as well. It's just having the time and trying to figure out how to get access to them. Because it is easier for me to get access to webcomics because they're so readily available and so many of them are free, and all you have to do is really, like, yeah, you can pay money to do Fast Pass or to read episodes that are locked. But sometimes all you have to do is wait until a certain time and then you can read, like, the next episode wherever you're at. I want to go back to reading physical books. That's why I love libraries so much, is because you can get access to physical books without having to buy them. Because the book that I bought was like $22, which I think is a pretty reasonable price, and that's about the price I used to pay for books when I would go to the bookstore as a kid. Because I would get like chapter books. Yeah, they were for more like young teens or kids, but they still had the same price as like an adult rated book. That part didn't matter. It was how big the book was generally, or how big a set of books was. But as much as I wouldn't be bothered by spending money on books, I want to borrow from a library or somewhere, even if it's online, figure out if I like the book, and then if I like it enough, I will buy physical copies. I definitely don't utilize audiobooks enough, but I'm not going to have a subscription for something like that. I don't know if you need to have a subscription. I imagine you do. Or if you just need to buy the books. Like, buy the audiobooks themselves and listen to them. Because sometimes there's free ones, and then there's ones that are cheaper than others. I don't know. I could get back to digital reading, like... I won't use Kindle for sure. Because I refuse to... I'm lessening as many things as possible that are related to Amazon. Like, I don't shop on Amazon unless I absolutely have to. So something other than that. I know I have Hoopla, which is, as long as you have a library card, you could listen to the audiobook of any book. So I could utilize that. Like, as long as you have a library card, you add it to the account, and then you can listen to available audiobooks that exist. I might utilize that. I'll see if I can actually use that for the audiobook for the book I'm physically reading, and go from there. There's another one called Libby, but I think that's only so you can read online books that are at the library. I'll have to double check, because I have looked up other books to read on there that my library doesn't have, and they haven't shown up. It kind of reminds me of in college. So in college, there was this online thing that was available to students where you could access any book of any library that participated, mostly college libraries, and access any kind of articles or books that were available on their archive, online archive, whether your school had it or not. And I think sometimes you could even request to have physical books shipped that weren't at your college library, but I can't remember correctly because I used it for some things, but I never like had any books sent for anything like that either. But I think that's vaguely what I remember. It'd be cool for something like that. Like, yeah, my library doesn't have it, but I can still read it because another library has it available. It's cool because it's like having a library card for every library that participates. So you don't have to have like a ton of different library cards for places you don't go to. Maybe I'll see about other book recommendations and see if my library has them and start trying to read again. I had thought of rereading, because I didn't finish the series, rereading a certain series that I didn't get to finish, but I really liked, in high school. I have the first book, because it was given to me by someone that had, 2 copies. But I really need to read the whole series again, and then the final book. Because there's a lot of stuff that I forgot about it. I feel like I have that somewhere. I used to have quite a few books when I still lived with my family. I didn't take them with me to college because I wasn't gonna have space, and it was college only housing, so once the semesters were over, you'd have to move out anyway in like May or June. And then whatever books I had that I didn't grab after living permanently in the college town for a while, or any books that I told my siblings to take or get rid of, Um, my sister had a lot of my books in her library before she went through and got rid of ones she didn't want to have. And some of them were ones that I had. I don't think I really kept many of the books that I owned. I know I gave all of my Warrior Cats books to my sister, and she had the collection. And now she has all of the books, as far as I know, aside from maybe the newer ones. Or the newest published ones. That was one of the series that I introduced to them when we were kids. And they loved it as much as I did, if not more. Considering my sister has the whole collection, give or take a few. I'd say they probably loved it more than I did. So yeah, my book collection is a little scarce. I have a few that I have yet to read, or ones that I need to reread. The ones my sister got rid of from her personal collection, her personal library, I need to go through and read and see if there's any I want to keep, and then after that I can donate whatever I don't want. I don't think the library is too opposed to having several copies. It might make it easier for them, but it also depends on what they have available for space for books. Because I feel like they need to get rid of books before getting new ones in. From what I can remember. I feel like that's pretty basic for small town libraries. Although I love that even this small town library has manga books. That is something, that's where I learned that I loved manga and I started reading it. My friend at the time was the one that introduced me to the library in this town, even though it's not the one we lived in. And that's where I learned about manga, and I started reading manga and I really enjoyed it a lot. I still enjoy manga, and I enjoy webcomics now, and I think because of that, that's why I like my webcomics. And having that available in a small town library was pretty integral for my interest in different kinds of books and different kinds of literature. I'm still always going to be into romance. I think that's going to be a given. I can't help myself. I've been into romance for quite some time. I can't even think. Like, I liked the romance in movies that would be presented. And in some of the books that I read growing up, there was at least some romance, even in the kids' books. It wasn't anything like what I read now by any means, obviously, but it's still romance to a degree. And when I started reading manga, some of it didn't really have a whole lot of romance. There was more important parts of it, of the genre and the plot. There's still some in there, like crushes, and most of it was romance. And then I look back at some of the stuff I read and I'm like, that makes so much more sense now as to how I turned out and what I have interest in my personal life versus just my hobbies. You really learn more about yourself when you look into the things that you enjoy. Alright, it's mostly healed. I feel like I just need to start carrying around freaking experience bottles and just throwing them on the ground to heal my pickaxe. Now I gotta figure out where the heck I am. Because I was originally over here. Oh yeah, I can't teleport on this one. Oops. Forgot. I don't have magic powers. At least not pertaining to what I want to do. Okay, yeah. I forgot initially what that was. I am concerned that reading some of the stuff written in this book will awaken something in me that I was not aware of. But so far, that's not the case. So I think I'm safe. For the time being. Oh, shit. My first death! Baby's first death! God damn it! Yeah. I know where my grave was, probably. This is gonna suck. I hope all my stuff is in my grave so then it didn't fall down below. Yep. I really wasn't that far, huh? A little far. That sucks, man. And now I'm back to being slow because I don't have the stuff on me that was... Gosh. That sucks. Well, at least I'll figure out the way back now, because I have to walk from the beginning to where I died. Don't care. Oh, that's... Damn. Again! I'm really bad at paying attention to my surroundings, aren't I? Gosh. And it's surrounded by those fucking mushrooms. Cool. I put everything where it was. God damn it. That sucked. Let's not do it again. Please. I might have regrets about, technically not having dinner because I had a super late lunch. But it's probably fine. Oop, not the right button. Maybe his first death. Oh! I'm not gonna grab those. Yeah, I'll grab those in a minute. I say a minute, but it'll be like when I'm back at the house. And I still plan on finding netherite. Excuse me, I had to yawn. Wait. Was there not a spot over here where I... No. It was further back, okay. It's like, I swear there was a spot where I veered off. Here it is. Okay, that's what I thought. Tried to remember. That also helps. Maybe I should just carry around unnecessary things. Oh, if I had 4 of them though. I don't have 4 of them yet. You better stay here, Lloyd. When I get another 2 of them, we're having a trade. My phone just keeps going off. If it is not something that pops up on my screen, then I'm not going to. What? Sorry, I'm reading the little subtitles about the noises going on, and it says glow squid swims. I don't know what that's applied to. And now I have a pop-up on my screen, so now I have to answer it. They can wait a moment. I adore them, but they can wait a moment. No, come here. I'm gonna use this until you don't have it anymore, man. I need to get rid of stuff. That's not... It's getting better, but that's not better. I don't really have a use for quartz at the moment. I guess I'll keep it anyway. That can go in there. Okay. Sorry, I'm doing what I shouldn't do and checking my phone during stream. I'm usually pretty good about it. Well, that'll help a little bit. feel like he's gonna build himself a castle with all this netherrack that I'm selling him. Okay, I'll keep that one. That one's better. Oh, there's two of you. Hi, Angelica. You have the same trades. Well, maybe those are different. I'll trade with you in a bit. Maybe. Because... I feel like more you are going to spawn the more I make this big. I might just have to go home and heal this, because I don't know if it's a good idea to keep trying to find nether quartz to heal this. I have no idea why I'm yawning, or why I feel like I have a slight headache. I probably didn't drink enough water today, but I have been drinking water since starting stream. Which has been a little under an hour. I did also sleep in really late today, because I stayed up late yesterday. I usually don't get to sleep in on Mondays. Hi, Bartok. No, that stays. Yeah, I definitely need to get more diamonds. Shoot. Nope, not that one. I need to heal this. Can I just... Cool. Maybe we just need to go mining. Baby's first death. I'm not gonna really use those. I mean, I did when I had to fight those freaking jerks. You're telling me all I had to do to get blaze rods was to fucking die? Are you kidding me, bro? Damn, I could have had those so much sooner. And I would have had so many more. I'm actually upset. That's bullshit. That's actually bullshit. I worked so hard to get these so I could do nether fishing. Like, I had to turn monsters on for that shit, and then it's like, oh, well, you died, so here... No. That's so bullshit. I'm so over that. That's so dumb. All I had to do was die. Given it was not a guarantee I would have gotten those items from dying, because there was a bunch of items to get by chance. However, that still fucking sucks. I didn't have to do that work. I didn't have to turn monsters on and die and use my totem of undying. Damn. Okay. I guess I am not gonna stay mad about it. We'll keep that, put that away. Alright, so we did some nether mining, and now it's time for regular mining. It's been a minute. Wonder if I should go to a different mine than this one. But I feel like I haven't explored this one that much. Playing a different Minecraft world in my own time, I explored quite a bit to the point where I felt like I needed to go elsewhere. Because it started feeling like a dead end. I should ask my friend if they can watch my stream or if they're busy. I hope I'm not getting a headache just because I was talking too much. I know sometimes I get tired after talking a lot and my throat starts to hurt a bit, but I don't think that counts. Also, again, I should not be yawning. I slept in late, and then after getting up and having breakfast and reading a bit, I decided I'm gonna go back to bed. And I was in bed until like almost 3 p.m., I think. That's why I had a super late lunch. I think this is the way I normally go. I don't think I overexplored this area yet. Okay. I had the stream pulled up on my phone and it kept stuttering. I just had to restart it on my phone, I think. Okay. I was like, oh no, did it stop streaming? Am I screwed? Is it another case where it only or not another case where it only recorded, but a case where I'll have to go back and restart? Because I'd rather not. It was a headache enough trying to stream Repo last week, to the point where I had to go back onto the PC and use it because I couldn't record it or stream it on my laptop for whatever reason. My partner says it's probably a software or hardware issue. Don't know which one. And I'm probably best off just not trying to fight it. This means anytime I stream, it'll have to be on here, which means he'll have to use my laptop if we want to stream together, depending on what it is. It's been so long since I've been down here, I don't even remember. Ooh. Don't remember how to go lower. Or if I even like mined lower. Might have to check that out. Oop. Oh, don't want to go back down there. There's nothing down there. I want to get other minerals. I specifically want to find diamonds, and I can't remember how or where. Oh, their phone isn't fully charged, so they probably don't want to drain it, because I know for a fact Twitch drains the hell out of phone battery. How the heck? I mean, I know I could technically survive it, but... Oop. Didn't mean to do it that way. I need to get a lantern to put on my belt on here. That way I don't have to keep lighting everything up. Okay, this is where it goes lower. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah. I forgot about the skulk. Not a big deal though, because monsters aren't on. Oh. Do I have to go? That there. Hey! Hell yeah. Even though it's probably just one. I really hope my friend can come visit soon. I really miss them. I haven't seen them in person since September when they came to visit. Just a spattering of torches. See, this is confusing because it reminds me of diamonds, and then I'm like, oh, and then it's not. I'm like, oh. Okay then. I guess I'll just cry. I don't technically need them, but I want them, and that is the difference. You can go off all you want. It doesn't matter. Okay, that is interesting. It does hold back water by the looks of it. No, if I had monsters on, I would absolutely avoid this at all costs. Because I remember the warden is pretty freaking scary and beefy. Ooh. Oh yeah, that thing. Screams. It's definitely not what it sounds like, but you know. Man, this place is covered. Oh boy. Don't want to do that. I don't want to die again so soon. I just don't have a lot of coal, which I could have grabbed when I was up there if I didn't think about it. So I guess I'll just have to try to see Yeah, I'm good. I'll find a different way over there. I'm not gonna... I'm good. Hmm. Well, it kind of takes care of the problem. I hope it's not too dark. Well, might as well go back to the basics. Hmm. I wonder if there's anything good under the skulk, actually. If I just, like... Oh yeah, I lost all my levels because I died. Holy crap. I didn't pay attention to that. Oops. Hmm. Sorry, Jong. I don't have anything for you. Oh, there were diamonds right there the whole time. Hmm. This doesn't seem good. That's good though. Oh, bone block. That, on the other hand. Ah, I see. I don't know what it is, but okay, diamond block. Anyway, I don't know what it is, but I really enjoy the way that the bone blocks sound when you break them. Not as satisfying as when you break someone else's bones, but satisfying nonetheless. Okay. Damn, fucking jackpot over here. That's already 57 diamonds. Bones. Almost dropped it. I don't want to do that. I want the bones. I don't know if I lost that or not. Bones. Maybe I need to listen more to the old music that I used to listen to growing up, like as a teenager and stuff. I mean, I like it, but I can't have it for everything. bones. Ow. Don't want to lose that. Damn. I really don't need more bones. Ow. I guess I could technically call it quits for the diamonds. The fun part is finding my way back. There might be a way out this way. I don't think this is familiar territory. But it seems that I'm not that far off either. There's a lot to be seen for sure. I don't know. All of the glowing could be other stuff and not the torches that I've set up. Let's try going this way. Some familiarity. Nope. Should probably make these safer, but it's fine. Okay. Finally got a crap ton of diamonds that hopefully last us longer. What? You must have fell down somewhere, bud. Your health is low as hell. Okay, and then we need to have that ready. Nice. All the polishing. Why can't I wear it? Is that not an option in this one? Well, that wasn't worth it. I haven't had other ones to use. Oh well. That's fine. Potato. There. I can heal it in the nether. Because I'm taking the anvil with me. Hey, Bartok. Hydration break. I'm also gonna have a little snack. Probably gonna have to eat something after stream. Ooh, I do have some desserts. I have some ice cream stuff, cold stuff. I'd gotten it the other day on my lunch break, and then I never got around to it. So it's been sitting in the freezer waiting. Hello. Oh, hi. Hi, Adrian. Sorry. I was really focused. And also messaging. Now there's a Leslie. That's a lot. Oh, there's 3 of them, as far as I know. Um, Adrian is working right now, and their phone battery is really low, so, um, they're not gonna... I don't think they're gonna join today. I think I might have accidentally slipped up and said their name. I just saw a name pop up, and I just... Sorry about that. I really was just, like, distracted and focusing on this. Anyway, enough about that and me being super silent. Hi, Cinder. It's good to see you. Well, read your name pop up, I guess, technically, but you know what I mean. I was wondering if you'd be able to make it. Ooh, that's not nice. Just finished some classes, yeah. I was a real, how's your day been? I was a real chatterbox at the beginning of stream talking about how the past week has kind of been. Um, so Thursday went to the city to go to the mall with Maury so we could have authentic ramen for the first time in years and do a little bit of shopping because we don't usually have the same day off. And then worked for 2 days, and then on Sunday for Mother's Day, Maury and I kidnapped my mom and took her out for authentic ramen at a different place, and then took her shopping. Could you stop? So annoying. Otherwise today, okay. So the thing about Mother's Day is we took her out to eat and then we took her shopping, right? One of the last places we went to was a bookstore, and when we walked in there was this table to the side, and I was just looking at the books, and I saw a book that I had already been looking into getting it once I knew when it would be released, and I wanted to order a physical copy, and they had it right there, so I immediately grabbed it. I was like, yep, I'm buying this book. I was thinking of maybe... I'll probably still get the audiobook for it. I was thinking of getting the audiobook. But I started reading it yesterday at work, and then I read it until 2 a.m. And then today, after getting up and getting around in the afternoon, I read some more because I couldn't stop myself. Even though I told myself, oh, I shouldn't read anymore because then it'll end sooner, and then I'll have to wait probably at least a year before the next book comes out. So that was my day. I did a few productive things. Showering counts, right? I did take the trash out, and we had plastic on the windows for the cold season, and it's been steadily warm up in the 80s. So I took the plastic off one of the windows. Not all of them, but I usually try to tell myself to actually rest on my days off, at least my first day off. And then if I have another day off after that, then I'll do whatever, chores and whatnot. Also, I made something for a coworker because I crochet because he requested it, and now I have people asking me to make them things as well, which they're willing to pay, but it's just like the list is going to start getting long and this is going to snowball and it's going to be a problem. Like, I can't have customers commissioning me for things. I'll probably get in trouble. Woke up at 2 p.m. so you spent half the day asleep. Yeah, I originally woke up around like 10 something. Right, I got out of bed around 10 something and ate breakfast and then did some reading. And then I decided I felt tired, so I went back to sleep until 3-ish, like right before 3. Okay. I already determined that leads into a lava pit. With crochet, I don't do a lot of commissions. I usually just make stuff for the fun of it, either as gifts. Sometimes people can commission me and it's fine, but it's not something I do a lot. Because I don't want it to turn into like a business kind of thing or like a side thing to make money. I thought about it in the past, but it's not something I want to do. And I don't mind doing a few commissions, but if I'm going to start having a ton of people asking me to make stuff, then I'm going to feel like I have to. And I just don't want to be doing that all the time. I only have so much free time because of the job I have. I don't want to be spending that doing stuff for other people all the time, you know? I mean, originally I did it because someone requested something and I made it for her, and then someone saw it and then requested something. So then I made that for him, and then it just kind of kept going from there. And then I had an actual customer come up to me and ask to commission me for some stuff. And I was like, okay, I'll do it, but I need to tell my coworkers to stop. They should just say, my coworker made this, and not point out who it is, you know? So I did set that boundary up with my younger coworker, because he was the one telling people. He did, like, tell his sister because she showed up at one point. And in that case, it wouldn't really be a problem because, like, I can at least give it to her through him once it's done. It's just like having people's contact information and their names and then having people like paying me for stuff. It's not something I really want to do. Like, I've done commissions in the past when it was still kind of a fresh hobby for me, and I enjoyed doing that. And I still enjoy the part that I like is seeing the smile on people's faces when I make something and give it to them, whether it was asked for or not. That's the part that I enjoy. I don't really care about the money. Yeah, I'll ask for money because supplies aren't exactly everywhere, and I do have yarn I need to get rid of anyway, so I can buy more yarn. I'm always buying different yarn for projects that are specific. It's whatever. It's a whole thing. How long have you been crocheting for? Over 2 years. So 2 years ago, around October, November-ish, one of my friends taught me to crochet. And I had 2 friends that knew how to do it, but she actually like sat me down and taught me because I was always like waffling about it. Like, oh, maybe it's so interesting and I want to be able to make stuff for myself and for other people. She's like, come here, sit down. I'm going to teach you like some basics. And I have another friend that crochets so much that it's a business for her now, like an actual business. But she taught me and I picked it up really freaking quick and I did really freaking good with what I learned. And I just started going crazy. The first big project I ever did was a roughly 6 by 4 foot blanket for a family member for our family Christmas. Like, that was the first big project I did. My hands hurt. It felt like it took forever, and any waking moment I needed to be working on it because it needed to be done by Christmas Eve, because that's when we do ours. So it's been over 2 years and I just kind of like ran with it the moment I figured out how to do it properly. Well, I say properly, like loosely. And the friend that taught me even gifted me my first crochet hook, which is a standard 5mm crochet hook. That's used for a decent amount of projects. Almost every kind of project asks for that one. There's bigger sizes and smaller sizes depending on what you're working on, what kind of yarn you're using. So yeah, it's been over 2 years. I believe it'll be 3 years this coming October. And it's just something that I've really loved doing. I recently have been making a blanket for my cat, because I've said it before and I'll say it again. Every time I'm making a blanket, she has to test it out, because she wants one, or she loves burrowing under blankets. So I'm finally just making her one. It's not finished because I've been having people commission stuff, and it also is just sitting there and doing the same stitch over and over and over again, which isn't bad, but that's just like what it is. It's kind of fun to do amigurumi, aka crocheted plushies, more, because it varies as you go, and depending on the size and how intricate the stitching pattern or the pattern or the stitches are, it can take less time than like a blanket or a piece of clothing that you make. Is it an expensive hobby? Oh yes. It can be very expensive, especially if you do a lot of projects or ones that require a lot of yarn. So yarn can be pretty decently priced, depending on what you use. Acrylic is my usual go-to because it's pretty affordable. You want to get decent quality acrylic. They have a few options at different stores, including Walmart even. That's where I get some of my yarn, most of it at this point, unless I want to order online from a actual craft store. And then there's the hooks. You can get a whole set of hooks offline for a pretty decent price, like just standard sizes and other sizes. Sometimes you'll have to buy specific hooks sizes that aren't included in standard packs for certain projects. It really depends on what you want to do, but it generally starts with getting a crap ton of yarn. Like, some of the yarn that I got was given to me by a friend that didn't have a use for it or wasn't going to use it for any projects. So I started off pretty decently, and then I started buying yarn more specific to what I wanted to do. And then the same year that I was like getting into crochet, my sister actually bought me a bunch of yarn, and I still have some of it because she had gotten me so much. So overall, I'd say it can be pretty expensive depending on what you want to do with it, what kind of yarn you want to use, how big of your projects are. If you're making small stuff, you can make quite a few things with just one skein of yarn, depending on the size of the skein and how much yardage there is in it, like how much yarn you have altogether. There's quite a bit that goes into it, but once you get the hang of it and you know kind of like what goes into it, you'll have it down. I still struggle sometimes knowing how much yarn I'm gonna need for a project, especially like the blankets. Like sometimes I think I grab enough and I have to get more because it's not enough. So, one thing that I'm trying to be super careful about that most people struggle with when they crochet is having, and it could be for other types of creative outlets or thread work, fiber works I think they're called. Having multiple works in progress at the same time. I know that's also, okay, I'm gonna end up dying if I don't get the hell out of here. Okay. But yeah, overall, one of the most dangerous things they tell me, aside from having a ton of yarn, because I already have that problem, is having multiple works in progress and working on several ones at the same time. Like putting one down and not working on it for months or years, or starting one and then starting another one soon after. It is a dangerous rabbit hole to go down, to have multiple things at once. I've been lucky enough to avoid it because I'm extremely mindful of it, and people struggling with that specifically. There's nothing wrong with it. I feel like it can just get really frustrating and overwhelming if you have multiple things sitting around not getting done. I think I maybe have like one or two works that I haven't finished yet that I started. One of them, I'm just not sure if I want to continue it because it seems like it'll take forever and it's very daunting. I might have to go about it in a different way. But otherwise, I generally try to be really good about finishing a project once I start it, as long as I have the time and the motivation. It can definitely be an expensive hobby, especially if you want to get like a bunch of nice stuff to do it with, if that makes sense. Like sometimes people get very cute stitch markers that help them keep track of stitches or like rows that they do when they're making something, which I totally get. I use them. I got a whole kit of them in different colors, but they're all plastic. They're all just the little plastic ones. And if you absolutely don't want to buy things unless they're absolutely necessary, you can use like paper clips for stitch marking. You can honestly try to go to thrift stores to get crochet hooks, because sometimes they have that kind of stuff. Or ask around and see if you know anyone that has stuff they want to get rid of. Like that's a cheaper alternative. Again, I got lucky because I had friends that already did the hobby. Nope, that's not what I wanted. So I had some help. Even for one of my projects, I didn't have the kind of yarn I wanted and I didn't just want to buy it, but my friend had it and she let me use some of it for a project. So that was really helpful. I know one of my essentially family friend turned into like a sibling for me. She wanted to get into crochet and she had asked me some stuff about it. She was thinking of getting this light up hook that makes it easier to see when you're working with dark yarn or if you're sitting in a dark lit area. I don't know if she got it, but I was like, yeah, you can just get a normal one. I heard some iffy things about that specific hook, like if it didn't really work well for some people, which is like valid. But she was trying to get into the hobby and I was like, you do gotta be careful though, because yarn can be pretty expensive, especially if you want to get the high quality stuff. There are some acrylic yarns that are like really, they just feel bad, so I don't use them. Other times they can be pretty good. It's easier to shop for yarn when you can physically touch it, and then you can kind of sense like how it's gonna feel. Um, there's definitely more expensive ones. Acrylics is one is the most affordable, and it can be relatively soft. But other people go for more cotton yarns. There's also the mixture ones that are, I think, cotton and acrylic. There's a lot of options. I've also used a bamboo based yarn before for something, for like kind of a lighter, more breathable, not so much breathable, but maybe like moisture wicking for clothes. Yarn also depends on what kind of project you want to make. Like for wearables, you want to be very specific. Maybe not so much specific, but aware of what kind of yarn is best for those types of things. If you want it to have stretch to it, if you want it to be more tight, what are you going to wear it as? Is it going to be a shawl? Is it going to be like a tube top? Is it going to be a bra? I have a ton of yarn. Some of it I bought for past projects. Some of it was gifted to me that I still have. I have plenty of patterns saved all over YouTube, different social medias, saved to my computer, saved, like, bookmarked, I have them just in case someone wants that kind of thing. I didn't realize I broke that. I just have a lot. I don't have as much as some people, especially my friend, but hers is a business, so it makes sense. I'm kind of upset that I broke that because that was enchanted. But it's not a huge deal. Where did they go? There were 3 of them over here. Did they despawn? It's wild. Lacking some hobbies, so you'll check it out. Yeah, I would definitely do more research before you're set on it. And it definitely takes quite a bit of practice. I think I picked it up because I used to make a lot of bracelets, like with embroidery thread growing up, because my mom taught me how to make them. Because she used to do it all the time as a kid. And I think that's part of the reason I was able to pick it up easily. Otherwise, I have no freaking idea. It varies from person to person. Definitely practice. It takes time and patience. It's not bad if you don't get it right the first few times, or if it takes a while to pick up. I feel like that's a given with anything people try. If anything, get discounted yarn, or if anyone has yarn that you know, ask to borrow some for practice, or even if they have tools available, do that for sure. The first basic thing to do is crochet a chain, which is just repetitive pulling yarn through loops. There's probably hundreds to thousands of tutorials on YouTube alone, and I'm more of a visual learner, so seeing it physically is a lot easier for me than reading it. So, highly recommend YouTube tutorials. I utilize them a lot. A lot of people recommend the first thing that you start on when you start crocheting is granny squares. Do not. They say it's beginner friendly, which it can be, but I personally would not say granny squares. I would suggest like crocheting a beanie. I think that's a good start. I know people struggle with something called the magic circle. I struggled with it myself. There's multiple ways to do it. I have found a way that has worked for me, and I've stuck to it, essentially. And some yarn, it is harder to do the magic circle because if you pull the yarn, it can just snap, depending on what you're using. So that's a whole other thing. There's a lot that goes into it, and it sounds like a lot, but once you kind of watch tutorials and listen to people talk about it and explain it in a better way, I feel like it's easier to grasp. I don't think I have anything great to enchant this with. Definitely that. Might try that. Can I actually put it in my pocket? Well, I only have 2 pockets. That's fine. I feel like sometimes there's a such thing as too many hobbies. Because I definitely bounce between a few different ones that I have. But I think switching between them also allows for me to be less likely to get burnt out on them. I think I'm good. I just need to put these away. I'll put this away for now. Oh crap. Actually, it is time to stop in about 5 minutes. Okay. Why don't we go check on how things are, actually? Because I know these overfill pretty quickly. I'm just gonna have to make a barrel just for eggs and give it, like, diamond level. I will need to go put these away, actually, real quick, though. I do need to change it out for a barrel, and then level it up so it holds more. Oh yeah, I forgot I need to dig that up and replace it. Wait a minute. I'm missing a color. I just realized. I don't have brown. Well, shoot. Wait. Obtain the rainbow. Did I really have enough room for everything? I think I did. Well, I got the achievement of obtaining the rainbow. I mean, I have brown in here, but I don't have a sheep with brown wool is what I meant. Also, I should have put that back. But I can at least use it for this. What do I get? Do I get another plushie? Because that would be cool. Oh no, just rainbow-based things. Not bad. Ooh, dyes. Always need black dye. Thank you. Okay, that's kind of cute. Oh, it's a head, so you can decorate with it. That's also a player head. Rainbow glass is pretty cool. Rainbow oak sapling, I can plant those around somewhere. need to move so I can put this on the post, dude. Just want to put it here. There we go. Messed it up because I did that. Yeah. Wear the rainbow head? Oh, that's what I did. Hold on. Should I wear this one? It kind of covers my eyes and gives me different eyes. And then there's this one. Also, I had a crown on. Did I break it when I died? Maybe. Hold on, let me... What's the button? No. Oop. That's me with the rainbow head on. I'll keep it on and then I'll forget about it by next stream. I'm a forgetful person. Oh man, I'm so glad that you guys recommended rock music. It's so much more my style. You know what? There. We like rainbows in this household. I need to see. Hold on. Okay. Okay, so they're not pre-generated in here. So that means I will need to figure out how to make them. Maybe I'll just make some pride flags. Hold on. What is the word? Garland? Yeah, there's garland, but it's not... They're cute, I'm not gonna lie. I've had the black cat one before. Might do that one. Don't know what... I mean, I could do something with these ones, but... Oh... Yeah, I don't know how it would go up, but yeah. I think it'd be cool to have some pride flags. I can put up my flags in here somewhere. Maybe close to my room. That's where a lot of people put theirs, is in their room, so. End on our normal. What bands do you listen to? Oh gods. Right now I'm obsessed with Sleep Token, which is a UK-based band, and they just dropped their new album on the 9th. So I've been listening to that, and I'm waiting for the CD to come in. Otherwise, I listen to just a lot of like rock and alternative bands in general. I grew up on a variety of music, so, but I lean more towards rock and alternative personally. I just enjoy that more. And my partner usually does too. There's some other stuff that I enjoy that's not exactly like rock or alternative or like in those genres, but those are my main ones I listen to. If I'm not listening to Sleep Token, I'm listening to a mix of rock music. Your top are Radiohead and Linkin Park. I don't listen to a lot of Radiohead. I might have a song or two from them, and I grew up listening to Linkin Park a lot. My friends and I liked Linkin Park. I remember one of them, it was their favorite band, and we were pretty devastated about the lead singer. But I still listen to them sometimes. They have really good music. I feel like they are pretty integral to a lot of people. Like, I'd say they're pretty integral to the music taste of millennials and older Gen Zers. I feel like that's pretty common. That's something I've experienced, but yeah. I do listen to a lot of, different rock music. Even, like, more classic bands that my mom introduced me to. And even ones that her father listened to when she was a kid, so. But anyway, thank you for talking to me, Cinder, and thank you for talking about the music. Music is pretty fucking awesome. I like talking about it sometimes, but thank you for watching the stream and checking in if you checked in for just a short bit. If you're on YouTube, thank you for watching on YouTube. Sorry about being quiet. I was just really like zeroed in on what I was doing and also listening to the new music that I have in the background. So anyway, have a nice night, morning, evening, afternoon, whatever you're having, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.